Hey everyone, I'm back, Sashin Johnson, your host for the Stretford End, and of course, I bring you the latest news that has come out today since we have lost to Atletico in the Champions League and we are kicked out of it. I first of all want to ask how you guys are doing, how things have been. For me personally, I'm still a bit gutted and frustrated and disappointed by the loss. I am trying to be positive, trying to keep positive, but too many negatives at the club and too many things have happened even since the game. Too many leaks, too many, too much bad publicity with Marcus Rashford. Stories coming out. Too many things, just not allowing us to be balanced. And allowing us to actually have this little 2 week break to really be positive. But we have to think of a lot that will still happen. But of course, continue to follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, and also ensure that you like and subscribe to the channel here on YouTube. Our goal is to have at least 1,000 subscribers before the year. Help us out. I definitely know that there are Manchester United supporters out there who are willing to grow this community and make it as big as it possibly can be. So, as you guys have seen in the title and the thumbnail, basically a update on Erik ten Hag. And this morning's reports come out have been saying that the board and those who work around, the appointment of a manager, they have basically put it out that Erik ten Hag is their preferred choice to be the next manager at Manchester United, which I've spoken about in full detail in previous videos. Definitely go and watch it if you haven't done so. I've said it before, Erik ten Hag is the perfect candidate and the perfect manager that we need to rebuild the club, restructure, to allow to bring in that elite competitive mentality into the club and into the players itself. And that is positive news, but of course it could just be things that the board is putting out there to make us feel less frustrated, feel less angry towards them and towards the team that have disappointed us, not only against the game against Atletico, but also throughout the season as well, because we expected a lot after signing Varane, Sancho, and Ronaldo. We thought that we were actually going to go on and compete, maybe challenge. Yes, of course, it didn't happen that way, but I think it's rather best that these things happen, that we had this bad season, that everything that the board has failed at and the decisions that they've made that has brought the club to this low point has now come to rue and has come to bite them in the butt. And they are going to lose lots of money. They definitely will be losing millions and millions of pounds, all because the shady and incompetent decisions that they've made previously has now come back to bite them. Of course, Erik ten Hag is the preferred choice, and it is said mainly because of his rebuilding strategy and his rebuilding know-how, especially after the likes of Matthias de Ligt leaving, Ziyech leaving, etc. He had to rebuild the team after that. Of course, when Frankie de Jong left as well, a huge player for Ajax Amsterdam at the time, had to rebuild another team. And players like Ryan Gravenberg has come out and have, been touted as a new young, prodigy of a midfielder. But of course, even though we are linked to him in reports as well this morning, linked to Ryan Gravenberg simply because of Erik ten Hag, I don't think that we will actually get him, mainly because he's also got the same manager as Pogba in Mino Raiola. And we will also be doing another video on a later stage with regards to who, in my opinion, I personally feel that we should be selling in the summer and players that we should be getting rid of. And I will then explain to the reasons why I don't think we will be getting Ryan Gravenberg. Because if we get rid of Paul Pogba, we will be leaving on a free. Do we honestly believe that Ryan Gravenberg will be the player for us to go and sign to replace Pogba, and has the same agent as Pogba? For years, Pogba and his agent have been dodging contracts, but now we want to go and get another player contracted by Mino Raiola, which just doesn't make sense. I don't think that's logical. I don't think we want to be dealing with Raiola again. Potentially, that might mean that Haaland could also be a miss for us in the summer because of an agent. But then again, you never know. Football is crazy. crazier things have happened in football. We'll only have to wait and see when the summer begins. But main topic is, of course, Erik ten Hag, being the preferred choice. And I love hearing that. I love it because it's the manager that I would want to be, leading Manchester United from next season onwards. And the sooner they can get the deal done, the better for planning, the better for decision making, the better for transfer, strategy in terms of which players will be coming to the club and which players will be leaving the club. So it's up to the board. It's up to them to actually go ahead and make these decisions. Of course, Pochettino is still there as an option, but I think majority of the board wants Pochettino mainly because he's someone that can be controlled, like they controlled all previous managers. But me personally, I do want Erik ten Hag. I've said it before. I'll say it again. He is the perfect candidate to be our next manager and will definitely bring positive change to the club if he is given full power and full competency over whatever is needed to be decided upon for the first team, but also for the whole of the club. I mean, if the board can listen to the managers and the manager that they might be, wanting permanently, then definitely, we can only be on an upward trajectory because I'm sure whichever manager comes in, again, the preferred choice is Erik ten Hag, but I'm still thinking that the board probably wants Pochettino. I do believe that we can go forward positively, and these coaches such as, Erik ten Hag and of course Thomas Tuchel, who is still being seen as a candidate, on the far end. It was seen as that he might be the number one target, in reports as well, but reports quickly changed into new news. New news has come out and basically has said that Erik ten Hag is the preferred choice, but Pochettino and Tuchel are still, viable candidates in the background. And that tells you in itself that the board is not able to make a quick, competent decision. They're basically taking their time, choosing when and if they should make a decision. But it's up to them, as I said before. If they waste time, again, the club will feel the effects and we will just continue to go even to a lower point than what we already are. It's going to be a tough couple of months ahead. I don't think that, next season we would be challenging for the league or for the Champions League. We first have to think about qualifying and actually making sure that we do qualify. But it's out of our hands. It feels like top four is gone already because even though Arsenal lost to Liverpool, they still have their games in hand. And yes, even though we need to play them, they just need to win all of their games, bar us, of course, and they would still get top four. So looks like we're in the Europa League next season, but I'm sure Erik ten Hag, should he be the manager to, be the manager for us from next season onwards, it will be good for him to use that time, use that season to get the players in that he wants, to have less pressure on the team, to, get his tactics across, get his style of play, to do everything that he wants to do with the team and with new players that potentially might be coming in so that we can be looking stronger for the following season. Yes, of course, it could potentially be another trophyless season next season, but we stay positive and we hope. A new season always brings new hope, but we'll definitely cross that bridge when we get there. But I thank you guys for joining me in today's video. The top topic once again being latest news, Erik ten Hag being the preferred choice as Manchester United manager for the new season decided by the board, but also Pochettino and Tuchel are still viable candidates in the background, which means they are not to be written off and anything can happen in football. Personally, for me, Erik ten Hag number one, Thomas Tuchel number two, if we can definitely get him. I thank you guys for joining me. Continue to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, and also continue to like and subscribe here on the YouTube channel so that we can grow to our goal, which is at least 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. That is it. Me, Sashin Johnson. We'll speak again soon, guys.